almost to the end of the seventh month of the year. So we've already not only crossed the threshold of halfway of the year over, halfway of this month over, but my goodness, we're going into the eighth month of the year. You know what that means. Like it's like a countdown to Christmas now, right? But as a distributor, as a network marketer, you gotta know that this is, as Willie will continue to say, harvest season. But remember, during harvest, you're cultivating still. You are still working that soil. And in our business, that means working your business, working your leads, still planting seeds. And so, to expound on that and to really go into more of what he talked about yesterday, boy, I tell you, if you weren't on the call yesterday, you missed it. You got to get that replay. But without any further ado, my friend, my colleague, a mentor, Willie Mooney. You out there, dear?
Yes, I am. Great morning. How are you, Kathy? I hear that
Man,
energy, girl.
I'm so good. Listen, let me tell you something, Willie. I'm on day 5 of my 21-day cleanse. I
Man,
took my blood pressure. I want you to know, I'm going to give y'all an awesome testimony. When I started on Monday, the Sunday
mm-hmm,
before, I took my blood pressure was 142 over 86.
mm-hmm.
Not horrible, not the best. Just right? Today
Right, right.
it's 112 over 66. Do you know that that's better?
Wow.
That's better than it was 40 years ago.
Wow. Congratulations. I know I could tell the energy is high. I could hear the clarity. Man, wow. Congratulations.
Yeah,
And
I'm
you say
pretty
just
excited.
day 5? What did you say,
This is
5?
just day 5, bro.
Wow. So that's a testimony on if those who actually just dived into the 7 day, what can
Hello.
happen in 4 and 5 days. Wow.
Hello.
Hello. Wow. Well, I know you're going to complete the mission. 21, girl, you're a good one. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. Get that pep in your step. Love it. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. If this is your first time to the call, welcome. We love you. And if it isn't your first time to the call, welcome. Everybody here is family. And I'm really motivated by what I'm going to share today. If you didn't listen to the call yesterday, please, or in the past couple, if you're brand new in the past couple months, just go to your app, tap in, listen to the recordings, and just enjoy, glean whatever it is that you can. What I want to share today, kind of let's say I don't want to speak at you. And I really want to make sure I check myself, chin check, because sometimes I feel that I can speak at people. And I don't want to do that. I really want to speak to family. And I really want to speak to you all as my team, as the people that I do love. So I want to speak with you. You know, doesn't have a mandate. It's more of where I feel the company is, and where I know where we're going. And I want everybody to have that clarity, like God has given it to me, and like our corporation is given to me and offering to me. So I'm gonna take about 15 minutes, right? I'm gonna try to keep it within that window, just to speak on what's going on. If you've been somebody and you're like, what's really happening? What's really going on? Well, this is the most important call that even if you want to share with your teams, or even if you want to listen to it so you have a cornerstone of a narrative, right? And the place that where we are right now, where we're going, this is the call. This is the call. So let me start by saying we are completing the 7th month of the year. And I'm glad I used ahead of time the word completing. 7 equals completion. My wife it's something I've been knowing, but my wife reminded me, babe, do you know that the number 7 means completion and the number 8 is new beginnings. And I said, wow, what perfect timing, as Kathy would say. Yes, and as I've been sharing, we're in harvest season, right? This third quarter that we're in, it's the harvest season. So, and you just have to, listen to the calls to find up and catch up a little bit. But clearly, there are things that are happening in the world and happening in Akana that clearly we're in harvest season, right? So let me dive in. This is more of communications to all of the distributors that are out there, and even some of the leaders. You're a leader, and I just want to tap in to give a perspective and offer a report just so you're encouraged. We have clarity. We're developing unity in all of Akana. Because I want you, if anything, like myself, I want you to feel like me. I'm going to say that. I want you to have the confidence and the resolve that I have. And I don't want you to feel overwhelmed or worried, because I'm not. So as a leader, if there are some people who call me a leader, if anything, I want to do justice. I want to do my due diligence to make sure that I share with you from the heart of a leader and from the heart of someone who sometimes would say, Melissa Boston is the mama of this company, the Minister Willie Mooney, myself is the daddy. So let's talk about the child for a minute. So Akana Nation, I'm speaking to you straight heart to heart. So I want to thank each and every one of you for standing strong and continuing to share the mission of our company, right, in your personal communities. And I know that's not easy. We've been through some of the toughest seasons behind the scenes. And I want to let you know that, like, your leaders that we have, of course, the rubies and above, your leaders have really been standing in the gap. And the thing is they're still here and you're still here. So the real deal is we're not just surviving in this company, but there's something that's happening right now and been happening where we've been rebuilding, we've been realigning, and we've been preparing pretty much for the next wave of growth that's here. It's here and it's coming. And that's not a small thing. And I just want you to know that you all are a major part of that, a big, humongous part of that. So in all transparency and making sure that you hear all the resolves and refocusing on what it is that we actually do it, I'm just going to dive into a couple different points. Number one point, y'all, Akana has been tested, and the real deal is we still standing. So what are you talking about, Minister Mooney? Well, last year, right, Akana hit a real tough patch. It was rough. That means financially, and even in operations. But the corporation made a decision not to fold, right? Not to give up, not to fade out, not to sell out, right? Sell us all out, but to fight. And I give a shout out to our CEO as the visionary of this company, because that is her mentality, right? That was her call to action, to fight. So if you notice, when you look at the corporate team now, man, there's only like 4 core staff members. And I got to give a shout out to the few, I heard Ms. Dolores, the few powerful volunteers that are help reconstructing this company and protect what matters the most. And that's the mission, the product, and you. You matter, right? You are the force that's in the field, and you matter. And the company has done an excellent job at standing strong, fighting for us. So I want to give a shout out to our corporation, because it's been tested and we are still here standing strong. Number 2 that I want to address is the truth that you actually deserve. So let me make this clear. Akana, if you've never heard, I don't care what you've heard or whatever, Akana is not going out of business. Let me say that one more time. Akana is not going out of business, right? Akana as a corporation, you all, is debt free, right? Akana is still fulfilling orders within 48 hours and stronger than many companies, right, that have 10 times the amount of staff that we have, right? Customer service, you all, let me add, our company is operating with pure heart. When you hear Kathy Weathersby, right, that's pure heart. And the thing is that the 95 satisfaction rate, and that goes into every call and every email, that right now it is being returned within 24 hours. That's the commitment. That's the commitment and I'm telling you, I got to give a big shout out to Kathy Weathersby, who multitask in a lot of different places, right? And let me point out some of the improvements that we have seen, which has been so many tech tools, like the logistics have been refined, and the communication, when if you really pay attention to it, is being enhanced, right? That means and the biggest part of all of that and the improvements that's happening is there's something about our company that we're protecting, and that's the integrity and the personal touch that all of us have come to love. We have not lost that, right? There's something special about our company, which is why people are continually to be attracted to it, because we have heart. So I want to go now into the focus in the field, right? And I want to say it like this. I praise God that our corporation hears our concerns. Like, they hear us, right? And I got to give again the shout out to the leaders, right? The rubies and above, and prayerfully you all are pushing to be in that space, rubies and above. We meet every single Friday, y'all, right? And these rubies and above have been incredible advocates of making sure that your voice is heard, right? And it's their voices that are shaping a better future for Akana. So let me say this right now. Now it's time for everyone to refocus on the entire mission. See, the real deal is success doesn't come from waiting on perfect conditions. Let me say that one more time. Success does not come from waiting until everything is perfect. It comes from building in the middle of the storm. And if you like me, man, we are those builders, right? So let me go here. Here's what you can expect, right? Because we stand strong. We've been doing what we've been doing. You've been doing what you're doing. So naturally, there should be some expectations. And I would say this because I see it happening. Some of this stuff has already started to happen, and it makes me proud. I'm looking right here literally at a card with Minister Ernestine on it. I don't know what size it is, bigger than a 5x7, but I have it in the back of my car, and I'm like, wow, we have really come a long way in this postcard. If you don't have postcards, you should have them. But let me say this. Here's what you can expect in the next coming days. I'm not even talking about months, days. Stronger communication, right? Certification calls have been powerful, group updates, and direct responses. We're literally getting direct responses from our corporate, right? What you can expect is clearer branding and resources. Man, we have new banners, right? The websites are being updated, right? And marketing tools to help you win and help me win. This is what's happening. This is what's coming. Better fulfillment. Man, I walked into the corporate headquarters and I don't see nobody running around with their head cut off like a chicken. So 48-hour shipping has been happening. Improved packaging, and smarter inventory systems. This is what's happening behind the scenes. The fat has been trimmed off Akana, and we have become lean to make sure, and I've seen the corporation make sure that fulfillment and certain things are happening, right? And this is a big one, never stop speaking up. Your voice matters. And I'm excited about the Ruby Roundtable that's launching on October the 4th. And the Diamond Executive Council. Man, that's launching next month. So some of your leaders have put themselves, and even more of you can put yourselves in a position, right? Because your voice matters. It's really about the money, but it's not about the money, right? And I got that from someone who partnered with us a while ago. He used to always say it's about the money, but it's not about the money, right? So this is my last part. And there's something, right, that you can do. Because there's something that's needed from both sides. From us, this is something that I can do and that you can do. How you can show that you're all in, right? Because what I'm sharing is not just words. It's about action. How we're the cream that rises to the top. And here it is. This is everybody's part that says, I'm all in. Hit 500 in CV every single month. That shows you're all in. And teach your team how to duplicate that. Let me say that one more time. If you want to show that you're all in, hit 500 in CV every single month. Write that down. Then teach your team how to duplicate that. If you don't know how to do that, that's what we talk about on certification, which brings me to plugging in on the certification calls every single month. Every single month, you should be plugging in on certification calls, right? The certification calls, you all, I want to say it like this. That's the new command center. When you hear people calling in, if you're out on the street and you're a cop, they call into the command center to get the pulse, or the command center is calling them and giving them the pulse of what's happening on the streets. That's your certification call. That's our new command center. Check your emails and Facebook groups often, right? Because update information is dropping. It's dropping like it's hot. And if you're not tuned in, then you're not tuned in, right? And this is just not the responsibility of waiting for your upline or your leader, sitting back waiting for them to call you. I'm telling you, now what's going to happen is you're going to hear from them, but you're going to hear from them on the calls and in different spaces that they're in, or their team call. So stay tapped in to the emails and the Facebook group so you have another resource. Now, here's another thing I want to challenge everybody also to do. Lead from the front, right? And how do you do that? Your back office. Your back office says everything. As far as Akana, your back office, right, tells you a whole story. It tells you all about the team. It tells you all about the company. It tells you all about you. We have a phenomenal back office, and that's how you lead from the front. Get to know your back office. Now, I throw this out here. Everybody might not qualify. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be upfront with you. But volunteer when you can. If you're in the Chicagoland area, but you know what? It's things that people can do that ain't even in Chicago, because we are a company that is in the United States and about to go worldwide. So maybe that's coming in and helping fulfill some orders. Maybe that's customer support. There was a clearing call put out. I'm telling, and the leaders know it. You want to help with customer support? Man, you can do that from anywhere. We shouldn't have to hire in the Philippines for customer support to help Kathy out, right? Or different projects. Maybe you want to volunteer on helping somebody who doesn't have a team do an event, right? So I'm challenging you to shift, and I've been challenged, y'all. I could be very critical, right? I call myself a critical thinker, but I'm shifting from that to actually be more of a contributing thinker. So shift from critique to contribution, right? Because see that this is what happens when the field itself, right, in corporate unites, when the distributor and corporate unites, there's no limit to what we can accomplish. So I'll close with this. Akana, you all, is not just a company. No. Right? Akana is a calling, right? It's a gift from God, and we're in hands of God. That's a calling, right? And in this calling, every challenge that we face is proof that something powerful is on the other side. It's here. So I'm asking you to recommit, not to perfection, but to the purpose of this company. So I'm going to call it out. There's certain people that we're talking to right now. We're saying 45 days. Let the next 45 days speak louder than your past frustrations. Let your volume, let that back office, your volume, your numbers, your belief, and your activity become the loudest part of your voice. This is the season. We're in harvest season. This is the season for you and me and all of us to shift, to build, to lead, and as our CEO would say, to rise to the top, the very top, the tip top, and busting through the top. The windows and the doors are open. We have all the tools that we need. The next wave of what's happening is waiting for you. Let's go make history. Let's blow up. We on fire. Back to you, Kathy. Love you all.
Wow. Thank you so much for that redirection of focus. Appreciate everything that you had to say about our efforts. We are doing our best and are focused on consistent improvements. Thank you for acknowledging the things that we have been able to improve. And guys, this is Will is exactly right. We are so excited about where we're going. We're excited that we're making things not only easier for you, but you got to remember we incorporate our distributors as well, right? So we're making things easier for ourselves. And really, when we begin to focus on forward progression, then we make a lot of other challenges go away. And so I appreciate you, Willie, for everything you talked about today. I appreciate you, period, for just the type of brother that you are. And so thank you again. Now, guys, opportunity. There is a fantastic opportunity for you guys to invite tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, on Opportunity Zoom. Your job is what, Willie? What is their job?
Share. Get in the
Share, invite. All you gotta do.
Get on. And,
share, invite, and get on. Get
yes,
on and say, hey, I'm about to get on, blah, 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 blah. How about you join me? I'll three-way you in. Okay? Right? What you doing for the next? What you doing right now today? So or what are you doing tomorrow? Let's do this, right? Then Sunday, another opportunity. Share, invite, get on, right? So you've got those two opportunities, and then on Monday, can we say Monday, Willie? Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. 7 p.m. Central. 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, there's going to be a training. Yep, another training. See, this is another thing that sets Akana apart from a lot of companies out there. We give you so much training, so much empowerment, because we want you to feel confident in what you're talking about. We want you to know the facts. We want you to know what to say and what not to say. That's why certification is so important. Thank you so much, Willie, for emphasizing that. So speaking of certification, this is an extension of certification. In this month's certification, Terry Anderson was our Diamond Spotlight. And she gave us some great training on vending, where we need more, right? Because she has so much more to give. Not only will Terry Anderson be joining us, but other leaders, Diamond Bernadine Kirkland and Angie Dickerson, Terry Anderson and Fatima Horn. There will be a roundtable of leaders. Gigi Harris is going to talk about leadership in this. So we're going to have our top leaders get on here. And then there's going to be a roundtable of leaders talking about tips, giving you tips and tricks and their experiences and their feelings about vending. This is vendor focused training. So if you really got a lot out of certification from Terry, tune in on Monday. This is a 90-minute set out. Okay. So you're going to have time to get everything from everybody. You'll have time to ask questions. Okay. So put it in your calendar now. Look in your email for the link, because guess what the link is? I bet you can guess. It's the same link that we always
$1 billion big link.
right. It's the same link, right? So even if you don't get the email, you know what the link is. Don't act like you don't. Okay. So
And continue to check your email and your groups, you all,
that's
for the
exactly
correspondence.
right.
Yep,
That's
continue.
exactly
So
right.
it's
The
not last
communication.
minute. I'm gonna rebuke that right now because it's being shared on the call,
That's
right?
right.
And look out for your emails for these
That's
calls.
right. Look out for the emails. The reason I didn't send the email earlier this week when I started planning this is because y'all know how emails get lost in all that thousands of junk, right? So you'll get the email today, tomorrow, so you'll know, you'll see it, it'll be fresh, but you're hearing it right now. So right now is the time for you to text your team and let them know, hey, if you miss certification, not only do you need to see that recording, but you need to be on the call on Monday, because we are going to have training specifically on vending. So guys, those are our announcements for today. Go ahead and have an kind of weekend.
And rubies and above, see you on the
Yep.
call.
Rubies and above. We'll see you on the call. Have a great day. And we'll see you next week.